Hi, I'm Dwayne Roberts, and I'm an addict. I want to first start off by saying thank you, God, for allowing me the chance at life. Thank you for waking me up, and thank you for a chance to live through your will and your purpose. This isn't going to be easy by no means, but I've had a rough life pretty much my whole life because of addiction. And it brought me to the point these last couple years that I was sleeping on the streets in abandoned buildings, sleeping in a garage without a cutout, freezing. And I remember this day like it was yesterday. It was January 9th, and I was so cold. And I just kept on saying to myself, like, I helped everybody else out. Like, when's somebody going to help me out? When are they going to save me? But I knew that nobody was coming because no one cared, that I had to do it myself. Yes, there was people who cared, but the only way for me to get help was to actually reach my hand out and go get the help that I needed. And today I'm grateful for that. I'm really thankful. Like, I haven't been this happy, thankful in a long time. Like, it's probably the most of I can ever say that I've loved myself ever. And I knew that there was something wrong, but I didn't know. Even a couple weeks into rehab, I didn't know if I fully wanted to try to do something about it. But then I figured, well, I did everything possible to get high every day, so why not take a chance and try to change that? Why not try to take a chance and learn another way? Learn how to live again through the right way, through God's will, through His purpose. And what I did was I started involving myself more. I got a sponsor, a home group. I'm building that solid foundation now. But I do realize one thing, that anybody that has to do with my addiction or my negativity in the past, I won't associate with no more. Because then that'll just bring me right back into it. And my life's not meant for that. I've been harassed, stalked, blackmailed, threatened, extorted, gang stalked. People have made a false power of attorney in my name, uh, false bank accounts in my name, stole so much money off of me that I don't even know exactly how much. And I knew something was wrong, but I was reaching out in the wrong ways and felt like nobody was helping me. Why do I keep calling these places and nobody's doing anything about it? But that's not the point. Everything will take care of itself. Hopefully, the right people are working on it, listening to it, and it shows them that I'm not afraid anymore. I haven't been afraid, but I'm ready to move forward and to live through God's purpose. This isn't going to be easy, but I'm going to make it as easy as possible. You have to get rid of anything associated, dealing with drugs. If you want to move forward in life and you want to reach sobriety, it's an everyday struggle. Like, there's still times that I struggle right now. There's always going to be times that I struggle, but I don't share much at meetings because I'm still young in my recovery, but I listen. I go to the meetings to hear that message. They say don't leave the meeting before the miracle happens. And that's the truth. Like, there's meetings all over the world. But one thing is positive is I've seen from people that's there, especially my sponsor, that it's worked for him for 32 years. And that lets me know that I have a chance to achieve sobriety. But it's a daily struggle, and you got to put everything into it. Like, I've changed the way I think. I changed my behaviors. I got down to the root of the problem of what the problem really was, because I didn't just wake up one day and just say, hey, I'm going to use drugs. I was depressed as a kid. I was angry and sad. I felt like I didn't have no one, that I was alone a lot of the times. I was really like sad after school a lot of the time. And I met some great friends along the way that didn't go down the path that I went down. But I separated myself from them and I hung out with an older crowd that's all they did was got high. And that led me nowhere. It led me down to a long time of misery. But I'm thankful now that I can sit here and say that I'm alive, I'm doing well, and I'm going to do everything in my power to keep moving forward. You have to create a schedule too. For me, I have to create a solid schedule. I have to work out. I have to stay busy in my recovery. I got numerous books that I read, which I can never read books in the past. I never would want to do it or anything, but I just figured, what do I have to lose? I also had plenty of the people in the community against me for all the wrong reasons, for them listening to other people. A lot of my social media accounts were hacked, probably still are. Like, I haven't been able to get into Facebook for a long time. And somebody was probably hacking that so they can steal my identity, which that was stolen too. I forgive anybody who's done anything to me in the past, and my best advice to you is go get help. Like, it's out there. If you really want it and you truly want it, it's possible for anybody. NA can change your life if you give it a chance. I do struggle at times, like, with myself and my past, but I've realized lately I have to leave that all in the past. I can't move forward. I just got to live in that day, one day at a time, and that's the truth. You got to live one day at a time if you want to change your life. Like, everything that's happened in the past, I forgive myself for living through that misery, living around the wrong people. Like, that was a choice that I took and it was wrong. But I'm here today to admit it. Like, I almost passed away around Christmas time. I overdosed for the first time. And I thought it was someone else. But when I woke up and I felt that precip, it was the worst feeling in the world. But I continued to still use, thinking, I'm selfish, I'm going to leave my kids without a father. But I still used. But I knew after that something's got to change. Like, somebody's not just going to come in and swoop me up and give me a place to stay, feed me, and take care of me. I have to do that myself. I have to take care of myself. I have to live through myself. I have to want more things in life. But the first thing is first, you got to put recovery and God first if you want to succeed. You're not going to succeed in life if you do not put them two things first. Anything that you put ahead of that, you will lose. I've tried for a long time to put my family and my kids first. Guess what happened? I lost them. I talk to my kids now just about every day that I can. I try to anyway. I reach out, I'll text them or I'll call them. But yeah, like I had 2.5 years clean once, and I was taking care of the house, the kids, everything that I could possibly take care of. But I pushed recovery on a back burner. And I lost because I thought I was overconfident, didn't think I needed meetings. And I have an older brother who has 28 years clean, and he always used to tell me, Dwayne, you got to go to meetings. You got to put everything into it. So I went to rehab these last 3 times since June and July, where I completed treatment at Hillside. 38 days. I left. I went to the halfway house, and I left immediately. The signs were there. Like, I wanted to leave rehab probably like 35th, 36th day. It started raining. That was a sign not to leave, but I ignored it anyway. And then I was looking for another sign. Like I was trying to call somebody to say that I can just go to their house just to say that I was staying there. But there was no answer on the phone. I found out after I left the rehab, or halfway house, sorry. After I left the halfway house, I realized the hard way that it wasn't the right thing to do. But I always said to myself, if I have another chance again, I'm going to give it a chance and I'm going to try. So I went back to rehab in December. I went back. I was there for 2 weeks, thought I had it all. Thought, oh, Dwayne's going to be able to do this. I got everything figured out. And God said to me, one of the texts, he said to me, are you sure? Just one thing, do not pick up. I didn't pick up for a couple weeks, but I went around the wrong people. I knew that I was actually picking up before I used the drug. I was walking down the street saying, oh, I'm going to visit some old friends. And an old friend was getting high. And I still didn't get high. I said, do your thing. I know you got to do what you got to do. But I kept going around that. And I knew that nothing was going to change because I wasn't trying to change anything. I was still putting myself in those places, still putting myself in the environments, which if I was a true friend, he would have waited or he would have asked me to leave. He wouldn't have did that around me. But I chose to put myself there. Like, he didn't tell me to come over. He didn't say, hey, come here and see what I'm doing, this and that. I chose to do that myself. So that's on me. So I ended up relapsing after a couple weeks and then just living hideous, like staying in a garage with a cutout, freezing. And I'll never forget that morning. I was so cold. I went across the street to the pizza shop to thaw out. It took me about 45 minutes. And then I'm on my phone and I got to make a change. So I decided to get up and leave. I walked to the sheets. Still cold. Freezing again. Went and sat in there. Freezing my ass off. Sorry for my language. But I was cold again, so it took me a while to thaw out. But then I called somebody and I was like, man, I gotta do something, man. He's like, just, if you're going to go, don't say you're going to go. And I was like, dude, it's time for a change. I got to do this. So I ended up getting picked up maybe a couple hours later and went to rehab. And I didn't know at first that I even wanted it. But as I went further along, I decided to try to do things differently, which you have to. If you really want to change, it's possible. You got to put work into it, and I'm still working on it to this day. I don't ever consider myself better than anybody. I will never forget where I came from. But something has to change. Like earlier, when I stated about those things that happened to me, like I never wanted anything out of them in life. I just don't want that to ever happen to another human being. Because at that point, I was never more alone at that time than ever before in my life. Like I felt I had nobody, like the friends that I thought were friends that were around me. They cloned my phone. Here, it took me a while to figure out because I've never really been good at computers. But ever since my identity was stolen, I started just looking into stuff, looking to learn a little bit more. Still, I'm not even close to knowing about computers right now. But I know a lot of my accounts were hacked, still probably are. But yeah, I never wanted anything out of it. I just don't want it to happen to another human being again. Like people laughing at you, making fun of you, calling you a junkie, which I was, and I can accept that today because I'm always going to be a junkie. But I'm going to be a clean junkie, and I'm going to be a recovering addict. I'm not living in the past no more. I'm letting that go. It's happened. It's over with. But I won't include myself with anybody in my past again. But my best advice to you is if you want anything in life, go get help. It's easy to make the call. It's not hard. And if you can't make that call, go to the hospital. They'll get you help. But yeah, like I said, my accounts, like people was bashing me. My name was dragged through the mud. Um, I even at one time in point, like was on dating sites, and it ended up getting switched to like meant to. That's not true. Never has been true. But I'm just saying this to make a point. Like all this happened because I was in that situation. I was putting myself through pain, through misery. And today I can accept that and move on from it. Like, it's a horrible life to live through. All the pain, all the misery, you lose everything. And then it takes you to a level that just, I got tired of living that way. Um, Also, another thing is I am grateful. I pray more than 5 times a day. I thank God every morning, every evening, every night. Sometimes during the meeting, I'll pray. But having that relationship with God has played a big part in my recovery. God is everything to me nowadays. He's always there. I know He's beside me now, and He's given me the courage to speak about it. I also know that I have to set up boundaries because I have a big heart, and I've let people walk all over that. No more. Ain't happening. I did not like to say no, but I'm starting to find myself to say no because once you say yes to somebody, a lot of people take advantage of that. And I know there is people out there that I can hang around and not want something for me, to take me, to give me a ride or to do something for me. There is good people out there. Now I'm still on my journey looking to find them. I have found some, and that's the solid foundation that I'm setting up nowadays. But I'm continuing to grow along my recovery because I'm applying the principles. It's not easy, not at all. But I just can't pick up a book and just read some of it and not know what I'm reading. I have to be guided. And that's what I'm getting there with my sponsor. I read spiritual principles every day, just for today book every day. I journal, and I actually do something I haven't probably never done. I'm into art lately, but I noticed that how many talents that I've never realized that I've had. I've always seen things ahead of time and seen things coming. And I'm grateful for that. God blessed me with that. Like, I have done a lot of wrong in my life, and I'll be the first one to admit it. If you ever want to ask me anything about what I did wrong in my past, I don't have no problem telling you the truth. For a long time, I was a piece of shit. I didn't care who I hurt. But one thing is a fact, is I would never commit fraud. Not stealing from people's bank accounts or whatever. Now, I may have taken drugs off of people before and that was wrong of me. But I put myself in a situation that I'll never do again. Because it's time for me to live. I can say today, I love myself more than I've ever loved myself in life. My energy is off the charts. I stay to myself a lot, but I enjoy that peace of when I'm alone. I try to help as many people possible who really want it, and that I can see that's excuse me, that's trying to move forward in life, that wants good things. But I know, excuse me again, I have to help myself, because this don't come unless I help myself. And from here on forward, I look forward to helping myself. Like, I am not going to blame anybody for what's happened in the past. I've accepted it. I forgive them, and I'm moving on from it. But, and it just even feels great saying that. And I'm not going to be a part of your life if it has to do with any negativity or anything in the past. Maybe at some point you get help and we'll talk about it later down the road. But if you're getting high, if you're negative, I will not associate with you. I might say hi and bye, not trying to be rude, but I will not allow myself to live like that again. There's no way, because if I'm taking care of me and I'm praying and I'm working my program, everything else will fall in place. But I thank everyone there for listening. I hope that this has touched somebody, even if it saves one person's life. Just know that there is help out there and you have nothing to fear. The NA program is saving my life at the moment, and I believe in it, and I'm going to move forward with it each and every day. God bless y'all. Thank you. Have a good day. I love you. I love all of you. I love myself. I love you, God. I love your angels. Have a good day. Peace.